This year's golf season has seen the rise of new stars and the continued dominance of some of the established stars. With the fall season starting in earnest, we're wondering if we'll get to see Tiger Woods play later during the season. Also, which other players should we watch out for? How many new faces will we see at the FedEx Cup next year? These and more are answered in this video. Stay tuned. To start off, we ask, who will make it to next year's FedEx Cup? To conclude the fall season, which ends just before Thanksgiving, there are 8 straight tour tournaments. That offers players with lower status, such as those who recently graduated from the Korn Ferry Tour, a chance to perform well and get moved into a higher category going into the following year. A reshuffle is an update that occurs at specific times of the year, where players are arranged in priority order according to how they're performing at the time. It's what chooses who enters which fields. On November 20, right after the RSM Classic concludes, there's the first shuffle. Another reshuffle comes up after the Genesis Invitational in mid-February. In this year's Korn Ferry Tour priority rankings, Justin Suh, PGA Tour winner David Lingmerth, Taylor Montgomery, and other players placed among the top 15. Suh, a star performer at USC, came in first. Montgomery played largely on the Korn Ferry Tour in 2022, but he also finished tied for 11th at the Farmers Insurance Open at the start of the year and 4th at the Fortinet Championship to open the PGA Tour season. This fall is not just for those who want to start off strong, since there will be another modification to the year that will greatly increase the value of these early starts. Only the top 70 in the FedEx Cup standings will qualify for the playoffs, according to the Commissioner's announcement made last month as part of significant reforms. This is a significant reduction from 125. Therefore, anyone who began the year with the intent of qualifying for the FedEx Cup playoffs will attempt to progress forward during the following 2 months. Next, who will win the last 3 events in the LIV circuit? The new Saudi-backed circuit has already competed in 5 events, but 3 were specifically scheduled for after the President's Cup, when the golf schedule appears to be a little more open. The subsequent competitions will all be held in October, beginning October 7th through 9th in Bangkok, Thailand. The 7th event will be held in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia from October 14th to 16th, while the season-ending team championship will take place at Trump National Doral in Miami from October 28th to 30th. The winners thus far are Carl Schwartzel, Brandon Grace, Henrik Stenson, Dustin Johnson, and Cameron Smith, who won the Open Championship. Up next, we're expecting a wide-open race for number 1 spot in the LPGA rankings. 4 women are within 0.8 of a point of Rolex Rankings leader Jin Young Ko. In second place is Nelly Korda, followed by Atthaya Thitikul and Minjee Lee. Ko has only won 1 event this season, and it came earlier in the season. Korda missed nearly 3 months earlier this year due to a blood clot in her left arm, but she has since gotten back into shape, though she did miss the cut in her most recent event, the Walmart Northwest Arkansas Championship. Thitikul, a 19-year-old Thai, may be playing better than anyone right now, having just won the Walmart Northwest Arkansas Championship and finishing 9th in Cincinnati the week before. Next, highly coveted CME Globe Championship is up for grabs. The top spot on this list belongs to Minjee Lee, who has won twice this year, including the US Women's Open, making it appear different from the world rankings. Brooke Henderson, another 2-time champion, is in second place, followed by Lydia Ko and Thitikul in that order. However, when deciding who will win the CME Globe, the list doesn't actually matter that much. The CME Group Tour Championship will take place at Tiburon Golf Club in Naples, Florida from November 17th to 20th, and there are still 5 events left. The top 60 finishers in the race to the CME Globe standings after the Pelican Women's Championship, November 10th through 13th, will earn a spot in the CME Group Tour Championship. Points will then be completely erased, meaning the winner of the competition will walk away with $2 million, the largest first-placed reward in LPGA history. Next question is, can McIlroy add the Race to Dubai Championship to FedEx Crown? Recall that Collin Morikawa made history by winning the Race to Dubai and the DP World Tour Championship in the same year. He won with a final round score of 66. Before the DP World Tour Championship at Jumeirah Golf Estates in Dubai on November 17th through 20th, there are still 6 events left on the calendar for this year. The top 5 players in the standings are Rory McIlroy, Matt Fitzpatrick, Victor Hovland, Will Zalatoris, and Thomas Pieters, in that order. McIlroy, who won the FedEx Cup on the PGA Tour in August, is attempting to follow Henrik Stenson in 2013 as the only player to win the year-end points championships on both tours in the same season. The winner of the DP World Tour Championship doesn't always win the Race to Dubai, though the event has so many points that it's likely. The total prize pool for the event is $10 million. Up next, who will stop the Stanford women's team? The defending NCAA champions continued where they left off last year, winning the first event of the season. The Cardinal went undefeated in the fall, leading up to their championship run last year, and they have a good chance of doing so again this year. Individual champion Rose Zhang is back for her sophomore year, and Rachel Heck, who won the NCAA championship as a freshman, is back for her junior year. Freshman Megan Gann, a two-time member of the U.S. Curtis Cup team and the 2021 AGGA Player of the Year, has been added to the mix this year. It's now a question of if they lose rather than when. Finally, will we see Tiger Woods again this season? And if we do see Woods play, where will it be and how many times will it be? This year, he's only played 9 competitive rounds. 4 at the Masters, 3 at the PGA Championship before quitting after the 3rd round, and 2 at the Open Championship in St. Andrews. At the Old Course, he hasn't moved since the middle of July. While he wasn't present at the President's Cup last week, U.S. Captain Davis Love III acknowledged that he spoke with Woods frequently throughout the week and asked Woods if he had seen anything in particular during the coverage on television that may be useful to the team. Last Saturday, rumors spread that Woods was on the bag for his 13-year-old son Charlie, who had just shot a career-low 68 in a junior tournament outside of Orlando. The fact is, we haven't heard much from Woods about his feelings or his playing plans. The 2 obvious places where we might run into him are at the Hero World Challenge in the Bahamas, which he's hosting from December 1st to 4th. This is a 72-hole competition with no cut. The PNC Championship, which Woods has participated in each of the previous 2 years with Charlie, is the second choice. The previous year, Team Woods finished second to John Daly and his son John II. Orlando's Ritz-Carlton Golf Club will host this event from December 17th through the 18th. In related news, Rahm and McIlroy among top players voicing different opinions on whether LIV golfers should play in the Ryder Cup. Should LIV golfers be eligible to participate in DP World Tour and PGA Tour competitions? When you ask tour professionals who haven't switched to the upstart Saudi-backed competition, you virtually always get a no. They have the option of choosing them or us. But if you ask those same players who support the PGA/DP World Tours if LIV golfers should be allowed to compete in the Ryder Cup, the answers aren't quite as clear-cut. Jon Rahm, a star player on the last 2 European Ryder Cup teams, stated his hope over the summer that the division tearing apart the men's professional game wouldn't affect the biannual competition. In Rahm's interview with The Telegraph, he said, "The Ryder Cup is not the PGA Tour and European Tour against the LIV. It's Europe versus the US, period. The best of each against the other. And for me, the Ryder Cup is above all." Top European player Matt Fitzpatrick, the current US Open champion, also shares this opinion. Fitzpatrick participated in the Italian Open at the Marco Simone Golf Club outside of Rome last month in order to get ready for the Ryder Cup there next year. "I just want to win the Ryder Cup. I want the 11 best guys we can get," Fitzpatrick said in Italy. "I'm not really too bothered about where they're going to come from." These opinions contrast with those of Rory McIlroy, who's been the PGA/DP World Tour's most vocal supporter since the LIV rebellion. "I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. I don't think any of those guys should be on the Ryder Cup team," McIlroy said while playing alongside Fitzpatrick in Italy. Do you think Tiger Woods would still compete this season? How far do you think Stanford women's winning streak can continue? What's your take on the schism in the men's game? Leave your answers in the comments section.